bill is passed.
Hazardous health care. The most shocking reactions from both sides. And who said they want Republicans to watch their families die? Then, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is fired up over President Trump's new health care bill. She'll tell the ladies if it will become the law of the land or be dead on arrival. And hungry for a bargain? Shark Tank stars Barbara Corcoran and Damon John are here with a deal that'll blow you out of the water. The View starts right now with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
The Republican health care bill is the hottest topic in America right now, and the gloves seem to be off. People are getting loud and really kind of downright pissy across the country. And Newsweek's Kurt Eichenboss even tweeted, as one with a pre-existing condition, I hope every GOPer who voted for Trump Care sees a family member get long-term condition, lose insurance, and die.
Whoa. That's Newsweek.
You know, as somebody who has a pre-existing condition, that's kind of where folks are at.
Well, he has epilepsy.
Yeah. What he's talking about really is empathy. Because, you know, if you think about it, sometimes people cannot empathize with others unless they have someone very close to them going through it, or whether or not they're going through it themselves. And I think that's what, you know, he said it a little inartfully, I think.
A little?
I don't think that was inartful. I think that's somebody who's suffering from something who says, listen, y'all didn't have to do what you did, the way you did it. And basically, you're giving me the middle finger, so I'm giving you 5 fingers back.
Well, and I think it's putting salt in the wound when they keep saying, don't worry, you'll still be able to go to an emergency room. He makes the point when he explains his statement that people with certain chronic illnesses, you can't just show up in an emergency room and get chemotherapy. You can't go.
We remember that part of the reason that folks fought so hard to get care passed, and let's not call it Obamacare. Let's call it Kennedy Care, because he was the guy who's been driving this truck.
Teddy Kennedy.
Kennedy. So one of the reasons he wanted this to go through is to keep people from going to the emergency room with everything. Because people couldn't afford to go. If you can't afford it, they have to treat you in the emergency room. And that's what the GOP
That's more expensive for everyone.
As far as how horrible this sounded, I mean, he's talking basically about a Republican Congress that just tried to pass a law that would kick 24 million people, women, children, who are at risk, off of the insurance rolls, and then they celebrated. They started to clap. And, well, I mean, that to me is more, but that is more obscene to me than what he said.
And saying that people should die?
Yes.
I mean, this is
He's
terrible.
using hyperbole.
When I read this made me sick, though, because the implication
It didn't make you sick when they were celebrating?
what they're celebrating, not celebrating people being thrown off the rolls.
What are they
celebrating? They have a ton of constituents that have gone to them over the last X amount of years and said, we can't afford our health care. There are single moms out there.
Let's
there
get
are
real.
tons of people that, no, let's get real, because a lot of people have not been able to afford health care and have gone to these representatives and said, please help me. And they're celebrating health care before the Affordable Care Act. They had nothing.
Wait
A lot of people
Hold up.
That's not true.
Let me be honest. Let's be honest about it. Hold on. They are saving money. They are taking billions out of Medicaid so that they can give tax breaks to the rich in the next budget. That's what this is about. Okay, but that's the truth.
The implication here is that Republicans are like aliens. Republicans have moms. They have moms, and they have children, and they have
But
grandparents.
clearly they have the ability to take care of their...
Right.
Listen, here's the thing. People have said, you know, help me. And so what do the Republicans do? They slash the very people who need the help. Instead of saying to the insurance companies, hey, let's figure out a way to help these people, my constituents, have insurance that works for them and their families with the amount of money that they have. That's not what these guys did.
But
they took a quick,
they did it differently. You might not like the way they did it, but that is what they did.
And they slashed and burned, and now they're paying. Because all these people that voted for this may not be in office the next time an election comes up.
Okay, let me just say, under this bill, and I don't like this isn't the way I would have done it, but they did go to the insurance companies and say, what can we do?
And
they
why aren't they fighting that?
They're guaranteeing coverage.
Why are they fighting
They're guaranteeing coverage for pre-existing conditions.
Insurance companies $8 billion.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the problem. You can't pay for everything. There's not a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow with money for everybody.
Well, if you're giving huge tax breaks, of course not.
If you guarantee pre-existing coverage, you have to find money for that somewhere.
This is true.
And you can't
And we're going to talk more
Go ahead.
with this about Senator Gillibrand, who's coming up, but you wanted to say something because you haven't said anything.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to chime in that what I heard here, even though what he said sounds harsh on the surface, was a man that's responding so personally to what so many of us responded to. Politics has never been more personal than when you're talking about life or death and people's health.
That's right.
And when you look around, this pre-existing condition pretty much included every single human being that I know. And a lot of times gave women a slap in the face because it was postpartum depression.
C-section.
It was C-sections. It was maternity care. So many things. So I think it was hard to react to this with any sense of calm or logic when you're talking about people facing these illnesses. And this gentleman specifically faces epilepsy, and his wife is going to be responsible for his
And
health.
as we've discovered, we found this with Nancy Reagan.
Right, I was just
You
gonna
know,
bring that
once her husband needed stem cells, everybody was all for it.
Yeah. Well, she was. I mean,
She was all for it. She changed her mind. But, you know, it's not until stuff affects people personally.
Jamie,
and
too. What about
His daughter, who was openly gay, all of a sudden in 2009, our vice president is supportive of same-sex marriage, and that's because it affected his
leadership.
Just one quick point on that. Representative Kathleen McMorris Rogers, she's a Republican. Her son Cole has Down syndrome. She supports this bill because of the way they address pre-existing conditions, citing the state of Maine and saying that when they put these high-risk pools in there to address pre-existing conditions, which is what this bill does, the cost for people went down and the ability to get pre-existing condition coverage increased. So there are people who care. I just want to say on both sides of the aisle who care deeply about this issue. There's just a different way of addressing it.
Well,
They don't care more about those 24 million people that won't have health insurance. They don't care enough about that.
We're going.
Stop there.
We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Coming up, outspoken Senator Kirsten Gillibrand hits the table with some choice words for her fellow members of Congress. How hot can you stand it? Well, this May, things are about to explode. Boom! Because everyone's coming and bringing their hot view.
You're not going to hear what we do anywhere else.
And think these political heavy hitters have nothing in common? Wrong! They're all hitting the table.
It's going to be interesting.
And if he thought hosting the biggest night in Washington was huge, wait till he hosts The View. Right, Joy?
This is huge.
Oh, yeah, this mate is sweet. We got a billionaire co-hosting. This diva bringing down the house. And the biggest, funniest, most talked about celebs are coming to be heard. Told you things were hot.
Bam, drop the mic.
Because we're View strong all May long. It's The View on ABC.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has been one of the loudest and most outspoken critics of the new administration. You know, I don't even know what to say.
Fits right in.
Except for, please welcome the fabulous and very forward-thinking Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. So, here's my question. So, as we know, with all bills that come out, there's always something that we can tweak and make better. What was wrong with what they call Obamacare, and what could we have done just to tweak it to make it better for folks, in your opinion?
Well, as I've traveled around upstate New York, some of the things they loved was covering kids, making sure you get coverage for pre-existing conditions, not getting charged more just because you're a woman, not getting dropped the day you get pregnant. Those really mattered. But for a lot of folks, the issue that still is sometimes it's still too expensive. Sometimes for a middle-class family, it's still taking too much of their income, or for a small business, too expensive. So one of the best solutions, I think, is if you could have a not-for-profit public option that you could buy into. So something like Medicare. If you could buy into Medicare, it would be there for you. It'd create competition in the system. It would not have that fat profit that is mandatory for any other for-profit company.
Right.
And so you can offer something less expensive that covers most things.
Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I think we should fight for it. Yes, you should fight for a buy-in for Medicare. We should absolutely fight for Medicare for all.
Right.
It would make a huge difference, I think, to many New Yorkers who just want to have basic care and they can't afford what's being offered.
Well, you know, women stand a lot to lose here, as you mentioned. But when you look at the photo of the people that are deciding working on this bill, look at the 13 senators. They're all men.
Do any of them have
All men. All Republicans.
female
Also.
genitalia? Maybe we're missing something? I mean, how?
White men. White men.
Does that concern you?
It
when you
does.
see that.
It does, because women do have a lot to lose. We were really discriminated against by healthcare companies without Obamacare. We were charged more. Being a mom was considered a pre-existing condition for some people. The fact that we would be charged more because we're women, because we might get pregnant, and then when we are pregnant, that was being considered a pre-existing condition. So we have a lot to lose, and it's offensive, and it's troubling that there are no women.
How does that happen, though?
People vote for them.
It's Washington. It's one of the reasons why I started a political action committee called Off the Sidelines, asking women to run for office, asking other women to support them, asking women to be heard, asking them to be advocates. We need more diversity. I promise you, if you had 51% of women in Congress, we wouldn't be debating whether women should have access to contraception and whether they should be charged more for health care or whether we should have a national paid leave plan. All of these issues, women would understand they're fundamental to our economy, fundamental to families, and we wouldn't have to fight so hard for these basic rights.
Well, we are fighting, and congressmen all over the place are getting a lot of flack back home in New York State with Congressman Reed, and I believe in Idaho,
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, town hall held in Idaho. Let's look at this tape and see what happened there.
You are mandating people on Medicaid except dying. You are making them.
No one wants anybody to die. You know, that line is so indefensible. Nobody dies because they don't have access to health care.
Okay, first of all,
right, y'all.
you know,
All right.
some people say that he was talking about emergency rooms, which a lot of people died there too, by the way. But I think people interpreted that as sweeping generalization.
If you're diagnosed with cancer and you don't have access to medical treatment,
You die.
You're not going to survive. I met a man who lived a very healthy life, small business owner, always had access to health care. He was diagnosed with a horrible infection in his heart. He had emergency open heart surgery. If he didn't have health care, he would have never been able to afford it, and he's going to have another open heart surgery in the next 10 years. He would die if he didn't have access to basic health care to keep him alive.
So how do these people get away with making stupid statements
Well, I don't
like
think
that?
they are getting away with it, do you? No. I think people are standing up and speaking out, and the grassroots is making a huge difference in this country. Because of the grassroots alone, they pushed back on Trump care. They said, we are not,
sides of the aisle.
and they're going to do it again. And what's been offered is so toxic, so harmful to so many people. People are going to stand up and say, it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to my family. I want my kids covered. I don't want to be
But
charged
that
more.
bill's not going to pass in the Senate.
It will not. It will not.
They're going to start again.
Hillary Clinton has been back in the news again. She just did this Women for Women international event, and she spoke, and the way that she answered some of the questions, people felt that she was reluctant to take personal responsibility. I was one of those people who felt that way for the loss in the election, heavily blaming Comey, heavily blaming Russia. And her presentation of this in this way, does this help or hurt the party? Because I think people are looking for her to say, we didn't do proper groundwork in these states. We're making changes. The Democratic Party is fixing this for next time. And she's not giving that to them.
Well, I don't think it's about the party. I think it's about the people. And I've been traveling all across my state. And what Democrats need to do to win is they need to listen, a lot more and work harder to represent the people, and they need to know that we're fighting for them. But I think what's happening today is really remarkable. With how many people were at the Women's March? Anybody here march? How many people marched?
over here.
I marched. It was an extraordinary moment in our nation's history. People marched all over the globe, millions of people, men and women, children, on all issues. They marched for every issue, whether it was women's reproductive freedom or Black Lives Matter or clean air, clean water or Muslims or immigration. It didn't matter.
Right.
And so it was an intersectional moment, an intersectional march. And so what's happening now is the grassroots is driving the solutions. You're not going to find the answers from Washington. You're not going to find some one leader to lead us all. It's going to be regular people standing up, demanding what's right, fighting for what they believe in. And that is the future of democratic politics and all politics.
See, you just said that beautifully, though, but do you think it would be beneficial for when she's asked those kinds of questions? People do see her as a leader in the party. Many people were excited for her to potentially win and do want some acknowledgement of that from the person who lost.
What do you want her to do?
I think Hillary Clinton has done an extraordinary thing. She has continued to inspire women and girls around the globe to want to lead, to actually stand up. And Emily's List has confirmed it. 11,000 women have called them up and said, I want to run, I want you to train me. So what Hillary's done is done something really hard to put yourself out there, to run for president, and to fight for something she believes in. That's the role model. She's created this role model for all of us, that all of our voices matter, that each one of us has a role to play. Each one of us can fight the fight that matters the most to us. And so I'm grateful for her leadership. And I think all of us now know it's up to us. It's up to us to take the baton the next yard. It's up to us to fight the next fight.
That's right. You know, that's why we love her. And we're going to talk some more with Senator Gillibrand when we come back.
Still ahead, we've got some killer Shark Tank deals. Barbara Corcoran and Damon John on View Your Deal.
Hey, we are back with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. We're talking about me running for mayor in New York, but we'll bring that up later on.
The gates with it.
That's the best idea I've heard all month. Seriously,
Changing
be great.
Changing pages.
Senator, you're a leading voice on women's issues, like in regard to equal pay, paid family leave. Ivanka Trump has also spoken out about some of these same policies. Do you think that is a direction you could go in trying to further the cause? Maybe talking with Ivanka. We haven't seen a lot of her policies play out or her help with these, but maybe she has her father's ear, or maybe this could be a direction you'd go.
So it's, as you said, it's really about her father. You know, what does President Trump care about? Does President Trump actually want to pass a national paid leave? And I stand ready to work with him or anybody on these issues that matter. And we do need a national paid leave plan. And if you actually created national insurance, what it would look like is $2 a week. Would you spend $2 a week to know that if your mom's dying of cancer, you can be by her side? Would you spend $2 a week to know if you have a new baby, you or your husband can be with that child? It matters. All of us are going to have life experiences. All of us are going to have a dying parent, a sick spouse, a sick child, a new baby at some time in our life. And we are the only industrialized country in the whole world that doesn't have paid leave. And if you made insurance where you buy in over your whole life, it'd be there for you, and it's cheap. So if it's $2 a week, it's the cost of a cup of coffee a week for you and your employer. That way, a small business with 4 employees, they can afford that. $108 per year per employee. I can afford that. That would make a difference. So I will work with anybody who wants to work on national paid leave, because I know it would help families, it would help the economy, it would keep more people in the workplace paying their bills, becoming senior, earning more.
Being loyal to where they work.
And when states do it, so California has it, New York just passed it, the evidence in California, they've had for 10 years, 90% of businesses have had some no negative impact or a positive impact, and 99% said it increased morale and retention. So it works. It helps the economy.
It doesn't seem like when you say it works as if it's going to get done, though. This country doesn't seem to get things done that are so obvious and so logical. And nothing.
But Joy, on its best day, Congress is 20 years behind the rest of the country.
I think so.
So the country's already there. They're already there. If you poll everybody, I mean everybody, overwhelmingly people say, I want paid leave. I want national paid leave.
This is something that's been getting under my skin, and I know that you're a lawyer. You know, we're seeing Jared Kushner, we're seeing Ivanka Trump, we're seeing President Trump, I think, get gifts from foreign governments in the form of patents, visas. That's law school 101. Isn't that illegal, Senator?
I think so. I'm really concerned. I share your concern. I see this self-lining of pockets. I see pay for play. I see conflicts of interest. It's serious. And members...
offenses.
Yes, and also cabinet members are required to also follow these laws.
Why not?
I'm very concerned about it because it makes us look at our government and say that it's bought and paid for.
It's corrupt.
You see corruption. You see, it's just not right. And so we, as the citizens, need to hold our elected leaders accountable. We need to speak out about it. We need to talk about what needs to happen and that this isn't right and this isn't fair. And we should really call for transparency and accountability.
We need to hear from Republicans, don't we?
Everyone. It's not right. You can't have government for sale.
Right. And we have Republican women on the other side who need our support because they're supporting a lot of what's going on. Is that correct?
Yes, very much so.
Susan Collins.
So I work very well with the women of the Senate. The women of the Senate are typically exceedingly bipartisan. Susan Collins helped to pass the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yeah.
She and Lisa Murkowski and Olympia Snowe helped us pass the 9/11 health bill.
Yeah.
Like the women of the Senate really make a huge difference.
Yes.
And
so we can do this with both sides. It's possible. I wanted her to say this so that everybody recognized that it's not one side or the other. It's us. So we can do all the stuff she's been talking about. Thank you, Senator Gillibrand. Come back anytime. We'll be right back.
Up next, this teacher is in for a big surprise, and so is Whoopi. She has no idea. You don't want to miss it.
You're aware of it, but it's Teacher Appreciation Week. And And so I want to tell you about an organization called DonorsChoose.org, which allows you to help teachers all around the country by sponsoring their classrooms so that supplies that they need, they can purchase because you helped them. And all the great projects that can be completed, it's amazing. So joining us in the audience is Katie Bisbee, the Chief Marketing Officer at DonorsChoose.org. Katie, tell everyone how this works.
Donors Choose, thank you. Donors Choose makes it easy for anyone to help a classroom in need. Teachers from across the country can post projects for books or art supplies or even field trips, anything they need to teach their students. And then donors can, even with just $5 to spare, choose a project that speaks to them, see exactly where their money is going, and then get thank you notes and photos back from the classroom they helped.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And so I love Donors Choose, and so on behalf of DonorsChoose.org, members of our studio audience are going home with a $25 gift card so that each of you can go ahead and sponsor as many classrooms, penny by penny, dime by dime. And I have one more surprise. So, where is Mia Sagasi? Hey, so I hear that you're teaching in the classroom where my mom taught her Head Start classes. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. So, you're down at the Elliott Chelsea Community Center, which is where I grew up. And I know that your classroom is in need of supplies. So on behalf of my mom and DonorsChoose.org, you'll be getting the money to pay for all your needed supplies.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, you know, we both taught at one point, Jada Dyer and I.
Wow.
And I often said how difficult it was. I had to pay for books a lot of times and pencils and what have you. So what is this? Tell us what it means to you.
This means so much for us. Like, we as teachers work so hard to make sure our kids are as prepared they can. They're going off to kindergarten ready. And it's a lot of that I spend my own money and teachers do, just you need the supplies for your classrooms. And being able to get it really means a lot.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I know when you were invited here today, you had no idea this was going to happen, but you hoped you'd get to meet Whoopi.
Yeah.
And I heard that you brought a little gift for her.
We did, because like we mentioned, I teach in the same classroom as your mom did, and I know how much you love your mom and how proud you are of her teaching. Yes. And I love being a teacher, so we contacted one of the teachers that your mom worked with, and we were able to find this photo
look at that.
of your mom teaching. So we would like to give this to you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, one of the best things in the world was watching my mother teach children how to get through a myriad of different things, including death. My mom once left a pumpkin after Halloween and let it go and go and go and go and go. And the parents were like, could you get rid of that? It looks really nasty. And she went on to explain to the parents that she needed the kids to see that this is what happens naturally to our bodies when we're done and to food. And that's how she taught. So for me, she was amazing. So this is great. Thank you. She was a great Head Start teacher. And, you know, for more information on DonorsChoose.org, it is an extraordinary website started by a teacher, actually. Check out our website, and we'll give you all the information. But remember, it's penny by penny, nickel by nickel, dime by dime. That's all. Whatever you got you can give, teachers would be happy to get it. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Getting hotter.
Here we go.
And everyone wants to join this party.
Thanks to Salma Hayek and Eugenio.
You have to say that sexy.
Our thanks.
Muchas gracias.
To Salma Hayek and Eugenio Derbez.
You never know what'll happen on
The Muriel.
On ABC. Tomorrow, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice joins the table. And model Ashley Graham on sex, marriage, and why her family didn't always accept her.
It's one of the biggest questions in a new relationship. How long do you wait to, you know, get it on? Half the people say they give it a week to a month before doing that. And according to a survey cited in Men's Health, does that timeline work for folks?
I just laughed at the wording of the study. They were like, yeah, we wait a week. I'm like, at a week, do you know who the person is? Have you called them? Like,
yeah. If you wait a week, that's called
waiting.
Yeah,
it's
no,
called,
that's called a hit
you
and run
just
in
met
a week.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Met them. I don't understand. I mean, Joy has met a friend of mine. You know, she dates online, and then she has sex within a day or a week, and then she wonders why the guys are like disappearing. And I keep on saying it's because they need to wait for the cookie so that you know them.
Oh, they're not going to buy the cow if you're handing out the milk for free.
Yes, like Steve Harvey, right? They're not. Like Steve Harvey says it's 90 days. And I kind of agree. Like you wait 3 months, 6 months, that way.
Harvey says
yeah, he's got a book out. It says 90 days.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
My book says,
Does it say
listen.
90 days?
No, it doesn't say 90 days because sometimes you don't want a relationship. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes all you want is a hit and run.
But this, that is true. But I thought the study implied that it was about a relationship. So if it's about a relationship, you know, sex, I think, gets in the way because you're all googly-eyed, all your hormones, and you can't see the person. I probably waited too long. Poor Manny.
Too long? You're married. You have 2 kids.
Well,
you're still together.
I just felt that I felt that we should wait.
So you got married?
I felt that, or engaged. Like I felt that was important. You know, because then you get to know the person. Yeah. You get to know them and
see, I do. No, I mean that's.
I don't know, but I guess I'm a kind of a slut. But you know what? I think it depends on how old you are. If you're 90 years old, you can't wait Steve Harvey 90 days. That's ridiculous. If you're maybe 21, you can wait, but not when you're my age. No.
See, I wait. I don't wait until engagement.
You wait a whole week?
90 days. I wait till I like to have conversations with you, figure out who you are. Like, because I have a hard time connecting physically with someone.
Yeah.
I do. Distraction.
I want to connect, I want to connect up here so that then the physical gets even better for me. But I do know couples that I think they get a stigma, like if they have sex right away, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't connect. I have a friend who went out on a blind date. They had sex the first night. They've been married for 10 years. It doesn't necessarily mean that the guy's not going to want you, or there's maybe something amazing happens that
it's
night
funny
and
you
it
should
grows.
say when you
It can
connect
happen.
up here, the sex is better. There was a book written years ago by Erica Jong, and she refers to her philosophy was the opposite, that the more you know about the person, the less you want to do it with them.
Not for me.
And I think that she has a point.
I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on the person. Sometimes, you know, it's like you realize you look really good, but you are not coming back in my life. So let me hit this and take off. Nice to see you. Sometimes it's just a hit and run because it's like, okay, you didn't work out, but I'm going to hit this anyway.
The one thing we should caution about the hit and run is that it could be dangerous. So you have to
want
be...
to take
you have to be-
precautions.
have
But the
precautions.
hit and runs generally, you know, all things can be dangerous if you're not careful.
Yeah. Driving a car. Speaking of, but we have something really cool to talk about.
Yes,
On
do.
Saturday were the GLAAD Media Awards,
Yes, they
which
were.
is a huge one. And
Yeah.
Whoopi won one for Strut, Outstanding Reality Program. So that's a big congratulations to 44 Blue, the production company.
Right.
Tommy Leonardis,
Yes.
your partner in crime.
We won too.
We all won.
They all
Yes.
did.
Oh, that's
Oxygen,
Yeah.
the show airs, and all the amazing people in the
there's our
cast, all the
models.
models. There's Laith.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
Cute, yeah. So a huge congratulations. That's a big deal.
Thank you. It's a very big deal. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be right back because we can. We're going to hit and run with you right now. Boom.
Hi, Damon John and Barbara Corcoran here with a deal on Shark Tank products that you can really sink your teeth into.
Oh, wait, I just got it. Sink your teeth into
Just
it,
sink
right?
your teeth into
These are
it.
sharks.
Just sink your teeth into
So
it. Get
clever,
it?
Barb. I got it. All right.
We are diving back into Shark Tank on View Your Deal. We partnered with vendors for at least half off some of the sharks' favorite catches from the tank. But it's only while supplies last, so let's get shopping with Barbara Corcoran and Damon John.
My 13-year-old business partner, Hong, invented this product to help her mother, who's working the night shift, get rid of all of her pressure
What is
points.
it? What do you do?
It's a self-pressure tool. Ah, it's got flexibility, but this is the key. It pinpoints exactly the trigger point, and we are going to pinpoint the trigger point on Damon's brow. No, really.
Oh my gosh, I actually did get it.
All right.
Oh, but you pull it forward yourself. You could hit it. Why even count on a husband to do that stuff? Forget about it.
Who needs a husband when you have a purple plastic toy? Okay. Now, what's the price?
The price was originally $25. Today you can get this and should order a dozen, $12.50.
Now, I love skincare. So what do we have here?
This is my favorite skincare product, and there are actually 8 to choose from. You could order one, you could order all 8. This
try
is
it
my
on, Dave.
favorite. Glow Serum, it's hopeless,
No,
but
I use
why
it all the
not?
time. That's why I get this Kel. There you go.
But this is a wonderful deal because it's more than 50% off. Anywhere from 50 to 65% off any product you want.
What do you love about this?
You know what I love about this product? I'm starting to get these tiny wrinkles that drive me nuts. They're not so big, so I feel like a complainer.
The baby
But
wrinkles.
they're everywhere. These little tiny wrinkles. This
And it
gets
gets
rid
it?
of it. Yeah.
And I heard there's
bingo.
Is there free shipping on that?
There's free shipping included, and thank you for the help.
The free shipping always gets me, guys. That's the deal.
You're right.
And anytime there's food, I'm in.
Love these.
Well, these are the 2 latest and best flavors from Pipcorn. This is, of course, cheddar, and this is vinegar and a little bit of
Oh
salt.
my gosh, that's good. It's like baby
Perfectly
popcorn.
seasoned. But these, you get all 4, and these are not popcorn. These don't get caught in your teeth the way you do with all your popcorn, right? Okay. You get all of them. 4 bags, 4.
This is good.
4 bags. I said 4 bags. 4 bags. 4
What's the
bags.
Get her.
For $10, if there's any left. God.
I buy this.
Now we're in to Damonville.
This is the best popcorn ever. I'm just saying.
Pipcorn, not popcorn.
Okay, Damon, you're in the lead now.
So this is my Flex Safe. This is a safe that you could put on the back of your strollers, on the back of your, chair when you go to the beach. It is lockable, and then, nobody can get into this thing. So now everybody
Is it like a fanny pack?
No, you
It's
put
like a man purse.
Yeah, no, but you can put it on the back of strollers. I use it when I'm rolling around my daughter.
Does it have a lock on it?
And it has a lock, and you cannot get back into this thing here.
That's right.
There you go. And everybody can go in the water. You know how one person has to stay there and watch everybody's wallet, and everybody goes into the water now, right?
Okay.
Now, and this here is the waterproof for your phone. You can operate your phone underneath the water. You can text, you can film, you can take pictures.
When you're under the water, let go of your phone, people. Okay, we're on vacation.
So, like, can you say, ooh, shark?
Yes.
Oh,
you can.
I saw
And then you
what you
can take
did
a
there,
picture of
Wookie.
You can take a
What's the
picture. Okay, I
deal?
like that.
Now these range from 40 to 20, but today they are half off. So now this will be 20 and this will be 10. 50% off. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Wookie.
Come on. This is my sun stashes here.
Love it.
You want that one?
Put yours on, Damon. I don't trust you without them.
All right.
Who
There
would
you
buy
go.
this?
I would.
You would buy it?
I would.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
My family, I would buy it for everybody.
you know what? With everybody taking selfie, you open up a box about
That's
10 of
right.
these. The kids will shoot these things
The kids,
forever.
the
You'll
adults.
never have to talk to them again.
That's
And
right.
they're
How
amazing.
much are they?
These is normally 13, but today they're half off, $6.50, and they're perfect for the summer.
I'm buying everything.
These are going to look perfect.
These are my elephant pants. They are assorted harem pants. And there you go.
Ooh, those
See
look
that?
comfortable.
They're perfect for yoga, for chilling around the house, your
This is what
pajamas.
Mr. Wonderful wears at the pool.
Yeah, he
in LA.
does.
He
He
really
really
does.
does, yeah.
He looks ridiculous.
They look so comfortable.
So 400,000 units sold and $120,000 dedicated and contributed to saving elephants.
Oh, so they're for a good cause as well.
For a good cause.
And how much are they?
And they're made of rayon, and they are normally these guys are about $28, but today they are 50% off, so anywhere from $12 to $14.
Or they shorts also.
Yeah, and they go up to size 4X.
Oh, nice.
All sizes.
Yeah, all sizes.
So pregnant women can put them on. Everybody can wear these.
You can wear them at Thanksgiving with your food baby.
I wear them around the house like pajamas.
Really?
Okay, well, a big thank you to Barbara Corkin and Damon John. The clock is ticking. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com, and members of the audience are going home with gifts from Nardo's Natural and Sun Stashes. These are so cute.
Everybody, have a great day. And take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon.
The